In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a sales funnel for your business from scratch, even if you're a beginner. Now, before I jump in and start actually building out this funnel, I just want to take a second and kind of go over the general outline of what we're going to be doing so you have a basic understanding before we jump in. So the first thing I'm going to do when we start building is I'm going to build a landing page. Now the landing page is just this specific landing page is going to be a squeeze page. A squeeze page is just a place where we're going to collect email addresses. We're going to give them visitors something of value, and in exchange they're going to give us their email address. So that's going to get them onto our email list. Here, let's put that on the screen. It's going to put them on our email list. So then we will be able to retarget them with email marketing. Next, we're going to have a thank you /sales page. Now, I said thank you /sales page for a very specific reason. Let's draw this line down here. A lot of times what happens is people will take this kind of funnel and they'll put the sales page after the landing page, which is fine, but they won't acknowledge that the person just gave them their email address. And when that happens, a lot of times people, they kind of get confused. And one of the things that happens when people get confused, they just don't buy. Like, they're just like, well, how did I end up on this page? I was just opting in for this free thing. Why are they trying to sell me something? So you want to make sure you acknowledge what they just did. That's why I call it a thank you page. And then we're going to try and sell them something else to help them fix the problem they're already trying to solve. Then after that, we're going to do an upsell. We're just going to do one upsell. And an upsell is just offering them something else that could help them. So the go-to example is always, if you go to a fast food restaurant, if you order a burger, the first thing they ask is, do you want fries with that? It's just something that goes together well, that will help them, or I shouldn't just say help them. It will provide them more value. And that, because they go together, a lot of people will buy it. And then after the upsell, what we're going to do is, we're going to do an order confirmation page just to make sure they know what they got, what everything they bought, and all that. Now, for this specific funnel, I'll tell you guys what I'm going to put in here. So the first thing we're going to do is free report on email marketing. Now, there's something really important I want to get across here. So our first thing on the landing page, our free report, is what we're giving away for free. That's the value we're giving away. Now, what we're going to put on this second page, it has to be congruent with what was on the first page. I shouldn't say it has to be. If you want to make sales, it needs to be. Because if it's not congruent, most of the time people, it's not necessarily that they get confused, they're just not interested. Like if the free report over here was 10 tips to help your cat live longer, and then on here was a course on dog training, like, yes, there's a chance there's going to be some overlap of people who own cats and who own dogs. But really, the people who are opting in for their free report are mostly cat owners. They have no interest if we did a dog training thing over here. Does that make sense? You have to make a match. That's kind of an extreme example, but I did that to make a point because some people will do this even, it'll be less extreme, but it's the same kind of idea. So what I'm going to do on this second one, on this sales page, it's going to be email marketing course. Now this is on the same topic, but it's a lot more in depth. and it covers a lot more of the bases than the free report is going to cover. The rule of thumb is that the follow-up offer should either get them results faster or get them bigger results. So this course, part of this course is going to be email templates. Now those templates are something that are going to get them the results faster. Because on my upsell, I'm going to fix another problem they're going to have with an Instagram ads course. So now that they know how to email market and they know they know how to kill it, they're going to be able to send all these emails and they're going to make all these sales from their email list. Well, they need to know how to grow their email list now. So now they need a way to get more emails onto their email list. And then, of course, after the upsell, we're just going to tell them everything they bought. And they'll see this order confirmation page, this page, regardless of if they buy the upsell. If they buy the sales page, they can decline the upsell, but they'll still see the order confirmation. Now, the great thing about this is we're building an email list. Sound good? All right, let's hop over to ClickFunnels. Okay, so now we're in ClickFunnels, and this is where we're going to go in and build our actual funnel. Now, I use ClickFunnels to build my sales funnels just because, for me, it works the best. It's super simple to understand. It's very straightforward. You don't have to be super techy because I'm not, and it makes everything super simple. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here. I'm going to click Build New Funnel. Now, it's going to give us options for what kind of funnel we want to build. I'm going to choose to sell product. And then it's going to give us different types of funnels to sell product. This isn't going to be a membership site. We're not going to do a launch. So we're just going to click Sales Funnel. And we will call this Sales Funnel Example. Now, I'm going to go through and tweak some of this stuff just so we can set the funnel up correctly. Okay, so we're going to start on our squeeze page. Now, inside of ClickFunnels, they give you a ton of templates that you can use, and they're all great and they're all professionally designed. I'm just going to go ahead and start with a blank template just so you can see how you would put everything together. But if you're building your own funnel inside of ClickFunnels, you can go ahead and use a template if you would like. So we'll just scroll down here. Blank template. Okay, so we created that page. Now we're going to go down here to Edit Page. Now before I start throwing stuff on here, I'm going to explain kind of how everything is set up. So it says sections, rows, columns up here, elements. So this is what it is. If you come over here, this green part that highlights, that's the section. So that lets you determine how wide on a page you go. So if we go to settings, right now section width is wide. If we come to extra small, see how all of that just sucked in? So now we can see this green part is very narrow. I'm going to go back to section width and go full page. So now it goes edge to edge. Now next, this blue is the row. Now what rows let you do, if we go add new row, it lets you add columns. So I'm going to go add 2 column row. So now the column is split. The row is split into 2 columns. Next is elements. So we're going to add a new element, and I'm going to add image. So that's just a placeholder image. If we come here to settings, image, I'm going to click here, and this will open all of the images I've uploaded to ClickFunnels. This is what we want. Add image. So now I have an image on my page. Now, if I wanted to, I could add a link to the image, or I could make the height or width a specific size. If I leave these 2 blank, the actual image will change size with the page itself. So I'm going to leave those blank, and I don't want it to link anywhere. but I am going to slide this bar and make it a little smaller. So now on this side, I'm going to go ahead and add new element. I'm going to add a headline. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to another page. I'm going to copy the headline. Now I'm going to go to settings. Right here, font size. I can slide this bar and make it bigger. Probably go 40. Then I can change the color. Now I can change the text color and the bold color. And that's nice so if I go back over here and highlight report and I unbold it, now it's a different color. So that's nice if you want to just do anything crazy with your text, you can have those two as separate colors and really make one part of it, especially if it's in a paragraph, make one part stand out. So then I'm going to add new element, headline. I'm going to add the actual headline. So there is my actual headline, and I'm going to go to settings and make it a little bit bigger. I don't like going over 3 lines with my headlines. So then next, I'm going to add a subheadline. Now, I already pre-wrote all of my stuff for this funnel, which I suggest you do too. It just makes it easier so you aren't having to focus on what you're trying to write and what you're trying to design at the same time. Now we have a headline. We've got the pre-head to catch their attention, headline. We have an image. So we're going to add a new element. So we need a place for them to give us their contact information. So I'm going to come down here to input. And I actually need 2, so I'm going to clone it. So now I have 2 inputs. And on this first one, I'm going to go to settings, input type. I'm going to do first name. So then I need to put right here your first name here. I'm going to make it required. On the second one, I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to change it to email address, which automatically makes it required. And that placeholder text is fine. So now we have a place for them to input their contact information, but we need a way for them to submit it. So we'll go to add new element, and we're going to scroll down to button. We're going to go to settings, or you can just click on the actual element. So then what I'm going to do is add button text. I'm going to change that size. I like big buttons, guys. Big buttons get clicked. I'm fine with that color. I need to tell ClickFunnels what's going to happen when someone clicks this button, so I'm going to click Set Action. We're going to Submit Form. And then up here, this is just the placeholder text from when I made a blank template. I'm going to add a new element underneath it. And I like having a progress bar up there, so I'm going to come down here to Progress Bar. And go to Settings, Themes. I like the animated stripes. Let's make it 66%. And then we'll scroll down to corners. I like round corners. So now we have progress bar. Then we can come up to this placeholder text and delete it. Let's change the color of this to a green, like that. So now I have a green bar. This is one of the things I like about ClickFunnels. So if you see up here, we have a computer screen and it says desktop, or we have a phone and it says mobile. If we click mobile, this is a preview of what it's going to look like when we have it on a phone. Now, this is super important now because, 80 or 90% of all internet traffic comes from phones. So you want to make sure everything looks good on the mobile. If we look at this, one thing you'll notice is on this is what the screen will look like when it loads. You notice there's this big gap at the top and there's no words on the page yet. So I'm going to go to settings and see if I can find, so this padding at the top, I'm going to lower that. So there's not as big of a gap up there, but also I want the words to be above the fold. So all these words, I want to get them above the fold. So what I'm going to do is here's why they're down there. Let's start there. So if you come back to desktop, they are on the right side. The way this will load is it'll take the left side column and then the right side. And then if we had a third column, that would be next. So I want it to look like this on desktop, but on mobile, I want them above. So I'm going to copy this, cloned it. I'm going to take one of those and scroll it up here. And then what I can do in settings is I can come down here, right down here, I can click mobile only. So now that only shows up if it's on mobile. And for this mobile one, I'm going to change this size a little bit, make it one line. And then what I can do with this other one is go to settings and make this one desktop only. So now that only shows up if someone comes to this page on their desktop. So let's go back to the mobile view and do that with this headline. That's the wrong button. I'm going to clone it and move it above the image. And then in settings, I'm going to come down here and do mobile only. And then I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. I think if I go any smaller than that, it'll be too hard to read. So I'll leave it that size. So now it gets the headline above everything. And then they'll have the image. And then this one, we can go settings, desktop only. Go back to our mobile view. So now this is what it looks like on mobile. Now for this button, I like the buttons to be big, but I don't want it to be that big. We're going to go to settings. So this was our font size. And right here it says mobile size. We click this, we can give it a different size just for mobile. Whoops. I'm going to go down here. Let's try 30. You just kind of got to mess around, see what looks good. I'll go 26 on that. So now this is what it's going to look like on mobile. Super simple. Everyone can just, it'll pop up. They'll know what's going on. All of this is above the fold so they can see it. And then they can just scroll down here and put in their info. One more thing I want to add. I like to add this underneath. I'm just going to put that in there. And we're going to put it right up against it, make it a little small. We'll mess with that later. I like it gray so it's not drawing all your attention. But it's there. People can read it. We'll go to mobile, and I want to see what this looks. So that's really big on mobile. So let's change the mobile size. Oh, I don't know. 12? 12 is probably too small. We'll go 14. People will be able to read it. We're done with the landing page. So what we're going to do is we're going to click Save. Now, because this is a new page, I haven't changed any of this SEO data. So what all this is for search engine optimization. If you see down here, this is what it'll look like if you're on Google. This is what would pop up. So we're just going to change the title. I'm just going to leave it as landing page for now. And you're going to want to change all of this when you go through everything, but I'm just going to change it for this example. We're going to click Save. So now that saved everything. So now we'll go back to the menu. Okay, so now that we're here, you can see down here, this is what we just built, and you can see a little preview of it. And it says Control. Then there's this Start Split Test option. So what you can do is click Create Variation, and it'll either let you do an exact copy of this page, or you can create a completely new page from a template, and it'll show up over here. And then you can run traffic. You can split your traffic between the two pages. So if anyone comes to this URL, you can do half of them to this page and half of them to the other variation, so you can test things. You could test changing the headline. You could test having a different color button. You could have different words on the button, whatever you want. You could have a longer landing page versus a shorter one. But what it lets you do is kind of really hone in on what works best. You can run tests, and then after the test, it'll let you see like which page converted more. And you can choose that one as a winner, and then it'll delete the other page, and you can create a new test and change something else. That's super important for getting all the conversion you can, increasing them every time you get a chance. So that's it for the squeeze page. So next we're going to go to the thank you page / sales page. Now, as you can see over here, it says order form right here, and underneath it says order form, because these are order form templates. Inside of ClickFunnels, only order form templates let you collect credit card information. What some people will do, right here is the squeeze page step, and then we're on the order form step. They'll put a sales page step in between, and then just when someone clicks the button on the sales page, it'll take them to the order form. I don't like having that extra step, so I just build the sales page on the order form. But if you wanted to split them up, you can. That is an option. Just make sure that whenever you're going to collect credit card information, you put in an order form page. Right here, order form. So for this one, I'm going to use a template. I'll just click this template. Because I showed you how everything works in the squeeze page, I'm not going to go as in depth on this one because almost everything's the same, but I will point out the differences. First of all, if you look up here, it says products. You're going to have to add products. On the products page, this is where you set up the product. You click add product, and then you put in all the product information like the name, maybe a description, the pricing, all of that, and then you can do that for multiple products. The reason this is important is because it will auto-populate inside your order form. I'm not going to go through and build one right now, but this is where you would do it. Now, one thing I want to point out is over here in publishing, there's a feature I like to use. It's right here. It's the digital table rush. I always enable it and then update funnel step. All the digital table rush does is when someone's on the page, it'll pop up in the little left-hand corner. Hey, Mike from Ohio bought this 20 minutes ago, and it'll just keep popping those up. That's all that is. I just like having it on there. It creates some extra social proof for people when they're on the sales page. So let's go in and edit this real quick. So like I said, I'm not going to build this entire thing out just because it would take too long to do. If you want to see a video like that, let me know down in the comments, and I can make a longer video like that where I go through and build every single aspect out. But for this, as you can see over here is where all the order form stuff is. And this email address, because they submitted it in the squeeze page, that will autofill. And then right here where it says dynamically updated, that's where it fills in all of the products you have that you make on that product page. So if you have, let's say you're selling water bottles and you sell them as 1, 2, 3, or 4, you'll have all those set up as different products for each bundle. And then it'll show all 4 of them right here along with their different prices, and then they can just select which one they're wanting to purchase. Now this box is something ClickFunnels does. It gives you the option to make an order bump. So let's say, back to the water bottle example, you were selling various bundles of water bottles. Right here you could do like, do you want to add a water bottle cleaning kit to your order before they submit it? And it's just a way to throw something else in that's usually a lower price product, but it's really easy for someone to say yes, and they just click that button, it adds it to their order, and then they submit. So one thing I like to do is if we add a new row, we'll go 1 column row, bump it up. So if I was building out this entire sales page, I would do like paragraph, change the color to white so you can see it on that black background, and then just have that be however long. And then what I would do is add a new element, button, and what I'd like to do is on set action, I will scroll. And so what the scroll allows you to do is when someone clicks that button, it'll just scroll to a different part of the page, and I always set that to the order form. So now that button's set up, what that allows us to do is just when someone clicks it, they'll scroll down to the order form. So if you see up here, there's save and then there's preview. I'm going to save this. And then once it's saved, I'm going to click preview. And it'll open a new page for me to test everything out so that you can see I add all this stuff. If I just click to sign up, it'll scroll me down to the order form. That's exactly what I wanted. So I will add those at multiple spots throughout a sales page. Pretty much every time I explain features of something or make a new offer or add a new product to the offer, I should say. Every time I explain something, I'll do, oh, here, do you want it now? So they can just click it, it'll scroll to the order form. And then other than that, this is just going to be a sales page. You're just going to put your copy, your headlines, everything like you would on a normal sales page. You can do these buttons if you want to. If not, this is just your order form and your order bump. And this is already set up. This button is already set up to submit page. One thing you need to do is always make sure you recognize that the people just took an action with you. So they submitted their email address for a free report. So what we're going to do is headline right here. I'm going to change the color just so I can see it right now. I'm going to say, so I'm just going to put that, and I'm going to move it up to the top. And then what I like to do is make the background a different color. So if you see background color right here, we're going to click that. We'll do red. Add some spacing. So the reason I like to do that is just because if you don't, people will be confused why they're on a sales page when all they wanted was a free report. It's really important to not let them get confused, otherwise they'll just leave. Another important thing is I say 5 to 15 minutes so that they know it's not going to be there right away and they don't just automatically leave to go check their email. It gives them almost an incentive to stick around and read the sales page and see if they're interested. But that's very important to make sure you have that at the top of your sales page. So we're done with the sales page. Next, we're going to go look at the upsell. So if we click upsell, now we haven't selected what type of page this is. So what we're going to do is come over to sales and we're going to go one-click upsell. Now, I'm not going to go through and build out this entire thing as a huge page. So I will just click, let's click this template. Now, all an upsell is just an opportunity to get someone to buy again. And if you noticed, it said one-click upsell. So all sales funnels have an upsell. But what ClickFunnels did to kind of make it easier to sell upsells is they made one-click upsells where all the person has to do is click the button once and it adds it to their order because they have already submitted their credit card information. They don't need to resubmit it. All they have to do is click the button and it adds it to their order. Now, as you can see, this has a products page just like an order form page. The products are not going to carry over because normally you're going to sell different products on your upsell, but you set that up here the same way you would on an order form. Let's go edit the upsell. So this is just a variation on a progress bar. You could also do a progress bar up there. That really helps people know they haven't finished the buying process. Because if you say your order is complete or your order is confirmed, immediately their brain shuts down and doesn't want to buy anything else because they're out of the buying process. So having that and having wait really helps. And an important thing is to make a special offer. So like give them a big discount or something. And then this is where you put your products. And down here, if you click this button, set action, up here it says no product set up. But normally this is the yes link for OTO. And once you have a product set up, you just click this button and it sets everything up. So whenever someone clicks this, it automatically buys whatever this product is. And then this is where you give them a way, if they don't want to buy, they can still get to the next page and that'll just take them over to the next page. So let's save, exit. And that's all that it takes to do an upsell page. So it's the same thing where you just put it in like a sales page. You have your one button that's the yes link for the OTO. And boom, There you go. So the last thing is this order confirmation. The order confirmation is just where you essentially tell them what they bought. Now, I'm going to select this template and we'll go edit page. Again, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. All you have to do is make it look like your other pages to kind of keep congruency. And what will happen here is it'll dynamically update the products they bought along with the cost. Now this access purchase link, if you're selling a digital product, when you're setting it up on the order form or the OTO page, the upsell page, when you're setting up the product, it gives you an option to create a special thank you page for that product, so that if it's, let's say it's an online course, that special thank you page, they can go to that to access all of their information. But this access purchase link, because you set it up already, this access purchase link will take them over there for you so that they can just, from this order confirmation, go to wherever they need to go if it's a digital product. If it's a physical product, this won't show up. Now down here is something super useful. So this is called an offer wall. Now what you can do on this side, you can see they have it so you could put the link to your blog or your YouTube channel or what have you. But over here, they have it set up for an exclusive training. So what you can do here is you can add links to other products, links to other trainings, other ways for you to give them value or send them up your value ladder and get them to buy more. You could even do an affiliate link here. Whatever you want to do, it's just a way for you to give them more value and maybe get them to buy something else from you if you have other products to sell. So that's an offer wall. But this page is very basic. It's literally just, here's what you bought. Are you interested in cool stuff? That's it. And down here, this is just the page you would set up if you're delivering something digital to them for the thank you page where they can access all of that information. There you have it, guys. That's how you build a sales funnel inside of ClickFunnels. Down in the description, I'll throw a few resources down there for you. If you want a quick start guide to building sales funnels, I'll throw that down in the description and you can get that for free. Also, if you want a sales funnel for your business, you can get a 14-day free trial of ClickFunnels, and I'll throw in a pre-built sales funnel for you. So all you have to do is add your pictures and a little bit of headlines and copy, and it'll be ready to go. That way you can test it out with your 14-day free trial. All you have to do is click the link down in the description. It'll take you to a page to sign up for your free trial. Once you do, it'll throw that funnel straight into your account and you can test it out for 14 days. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.